Okay, the boil's over, and now it's time to cool the wort, which you want to do as quickly as you can because otherwise, some nasties, floating around in the room might get in there instead of your yeast. So what I do is I carry the pot over from the stove to this set tub that's built into the house. So I've got hoses from the cold line here that run down into my chiller and then back up into the drain. So I trickle cold water through there, and the water running through the coils cools it. But in addition to that, I had this little thing here, which is a converted cordless drill and a little paddle and a little thing that sits over the top of the pot, and it sort of spins slowly just to circulate the hot wort around the cooling coils, which makes it cool a lot quicker, of course. Us homebrewers are nothing if not gadgeteers. So we mount this on the top, thusly, turn the water on to a trickle, turn on our paddle thingy, nice and slow, and adjust the flow rate of our trickle. That's a little bit too slow. That's good. Okay, next gadget is I made this little thing that it's got a thermocouple that attaches to the outside of the pot. Little thermocouple here. And a little box with electronics in it that will squawk at me when the temperature gets down to about 75 degrees, which is the temperature you want to pitch your yeast at. So now we wait for that to happen, and then we bring the other pot over, and when they've both been cooled, we pitch the yeast, and we're about done. Okay, we now have 2 pots of cooled wort and a sterilized primary fermenter. So I'm going to dump one of them into the fermenter. Next I'm going to add the yeast that we saved from the last batch of wheat beer. And give it a good stir. Then I added the second pot, both cases leaving the crud behind in the bottom, the crud being the spent hops and some proteins that fall out during boiling and during cooling. So we'll give this one final stir. And we attach the lid and the airlock. So if this were an ale, I would just put it in my brewing closet and I'll let it ferment there. But this is a lager, so it's going to go in my brewing chest, which is here. So this is my, it's a converted freezer, which I serve my beer from. So it's kept at about 45 degrees. And I also use it to lager in the summertime because it's too warm outside. And 45 is a little too cool to lager. So what I do is, well, here I'll show you. This is the inside of my chest with the lid lifted up, and a couple of barrels of beer in there that are connected to the taps, and over here is my CO2 tank and distributors. This is also where I keep my hops. So I'm about to lower the primary fermenter down in there, but there's that blue band around it. It's called I think it's called a beer belt or something, and it basically it's a heater. It puts out a few watts and is sufficient to raise the temperature of the fermenter by 10 degrees above its surroundings. So that would bring it up from 45 to the mid 50s, which is just about right for lagering a lager type beer. So after that came a bunch of cleanup, of course, and I won't bore you with that. Suffice it to say is that I don't use soap because soap affects beer's head retention, so soap doesn't touch anything that my beer touches. And bottom line is about 3 hours and 20 minutes after we started, we've transferred beer from the secondary to a keg and from a primary to a secondary, and we've brewed beer, and it's starting to happily make its way into from wort to beer in the fridge. Yes, that's all, folks. I have a feeling that my video may have raised more questions than it answered. Well, if that's the case, just ask. I also apologize for the video quality. Blame the videographer, me. And, well, like I said, that's it.